It's the place that I go to when everything else in life, isn't working out. Fridays Live is where I go, and I know that it is going to work out because I'm having fun. I'm surrounded by, my best friends.
It's just really genuine and funny.
When you come to Fridays Live, you don't feel like you're doing extra work. You feel like you're just hanging out. You're just having a good time, and you're doing things that you actually enjoy.
These people are my family. We, a bunch of us say that, though we're a Fridays Live family.
Oh, no. She knows that I know that you don't.
What is it?
I look forward to Fridays Live every week. And during the summer and during winter breaks, it's what do I do on my Fridays, Live
from Studio C!
It's Fridays Live!
On Wednesday, when we have read-throughs, it's rewarding to have so many brilliant, funny actors in one room, knowing that myself and Ashley and Alex were able to get all these people on cast and put them in one room and just have them laugh and see their personalities come to life is so rewarding. And knowing that they're here and they're laughing, they're not upset or grumpy about what happened 2 hours ago. All of that disappears when you walk into Fridays Live.
Am I insane? So many pages to read, so many formulas to memorize, so little time.
So basically you're sealing up a bunch of these comedians in just one very small classroom, and you're cracking jokes and you're reading off these scripts.
Go, Peter! I love you. I swear to God, if you do not win, I'll divorce you.
The rules of the game are very simple. You're both going to get into the car with President Kennedy. When I give the signal, the fatal bullet will strike Kennedy, and the person who can pick up the most brain matter wins.
It's a good experience because we just we get to just have fun, laugh a lot. Which is what we're going for with the show. So of course.
Not park it here, nor there. I cannot park it anywhere.
I tell you, I love characters. Characters that we can establish that are kind of ridiculous, zany people.
Good evening, and welcome to Scots with Scots. I'm your host, Angus McAngus.
I think the best gauge for whether a sketch, should be on our show or not is the laughter in, read-throughs from the cast and the crew that's assembled. If there's a sketch that people are rolling on the ground laughing, if we have to stop multiple times throughout to let people catch their breath and recuperate and continue on, that is how I know pretty much right away that's a sketch that I'm going to vote for. We have this week, for your consideration, 10 sketches. Remember that you get 3 votes. Make sure to use all 3 votes. Raise your hands high, blah, blah, blah.
So we get 5?
Joke's on you. Big Money Game Show. College Safari. Our sketches this week are Joke's on You, Game Show, and Safari. So thank you everyone for listening.
Thursday is rewarding because we're asking people to come and take time out of their night to write cue cards, which is the most boring and mundane thing.
Of course, 9 o'clock, writing cue cards.
My favorite part is moving the flats.
It's not even being sarcastic.
No, I'm serious. It's such a great workout. I love it. I don't know.
You're doing flats. Flats, all right. Yes. We used to have a freight elevator, and when I first joined my first 2 seasons, it was pretty simple.
Because they have to bring flats down the steps since the elevator doesn't work. And they're very heavy flats.
To move flats down a flight of stairs, so obviously they're getting cut and they're exhausted, but they do it every single week and they don't complain.
Our equipment's very old. It's very, very old. And a lot of stuff goes wrong with it. So I guess in terms of on the floor, camera 2 is terrible. It does not, the tilt lock doesn't lock. It's stripped. The entire bullet's stripped. We've been taping parts of it because it ends up getting crooked every single time you move it.
It's a mess back here, just a little bit. So most of our stuff is in the prop cage. We are not the only ones who have access to it, and things have gone missing. There was one instance where I also do makeup if it's necessary, and there was one instance where the makeup was stolen, and we needed it for that episode. And so I had to run, and like I'm talking sprint down Court Street to get to the costume shop to get makeup beforehand.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
You're a young-looking bloke. What brings you to our campus?
Well, I wanted to come on to a college campus to see what college life was like before I picked a school when I get out of high school.
Well, you've come to the right place, mate. I'm Safari Sarah. Before I take you on the tour, I need to tell you not to feed, touch, or wake any of the local students. They're very unpredictable this time of year because finals week is just around the corner.
I'm not insane. Am I insane? Am I insane? So many pages to read, so many formulas to memorize, so little time.
All right, mate, stay calm and back away slowly.
You are a sinner! You are going to hell if you do not accept Jesus as your Savior!
Have you seen my friend? She left with this guy. I hate my ex. But he doesn't know he's missing out on.
And I'll tell you, that actually is probably my favorite part of being head writer, is the opportunity to work with the actors during performances and kind of get feedback from them, give them my feedback about their performances, what they could do to tighten up a skit, tighten up a character. That I really liked. In general, Richard and Madeline killed it. Your voice, perfect. Abby, I loved when you ran up to Richard.
That was great.
Do that for the real thing. That was great. And Megan, very good job with the alcoholic. For the vomit noise, I think you can sell it even more. I'm gonna try it with this. Really good. You know,
really
even
disgusting.
if you look
Okay.
at him,
I can do it.
maybe look at Richard to get a little
good.
closer, be like, whoa. Just bring it right down. Watch out for that leg.
Careful with the prop bucket. Jordan would kill you.
Yeah, that's be better.
Good. 4 chairs right here. This'll work. Good.
Friday is like the cherry on top of the cake because our cast and crew has been working so hard in and out of the studio.
Can we get the lights? Davidson!
Good evening, I'm Daisy Bentley.
And I'm Richard Morissette.
And this is your
A News.
Oh, we do try to be topical as much as we can. I think the most topical segment we do is our A News news parody segment. I do encourage our anchors, they have full control over their content.
ABC's The Real O'Neills is one of the shows of the 2015-2016 season, awaiting to hear if they'll be renewed for another year. The show follows a goofy Catholic family dealing with the struggles of everyday life. Oh, finally, a show about white people who live in the suburbs.
Most stressful is 6:45 p.m. on a Friday because that's when everyone's coming back from dinner break. So they're like from rehearsal and they have to get back into the mentality like we got to do dress rehearsal and then we got to do the show. Like boom, boom, right after each other.
Look, if we don't deal with this soon little Ronald here won't be able to get a nickel for a Big Mac.
Enough from the clown.
You say they want to play a game?
So 6:45 p.m. on a Friday, like I'm like the whole time.
I get anxious a lot of the times. I will say I've thrown up before shows before.
The actual show itself always, somehow, goes really well.
I let the audience in, I introduce them, I say, hey, hello, I'm Marissa Donovan, I'm the producer of Friday's Live, welcome. And then I might do like a bit or something and joke around.
I don't know if it works for you, but if I'm ever sad, just come to me and say Bubbles. So we have a great great show for you tonight.
Alanis Morissette!
Here's your host, Richard Morrison!
You all might be wondering why I'm sitting here at the A News desk. Well, when Alex asked me to host the show over here, I failed to mention to him that I am cripplingly afraid of change. Let's begin! We're gonna start with some trivia. You think you're ready, Carolyn?
Darn tootin'.
Okay, first one's up. How old was I when my father left me?
Forgive me, I will never forget you.
Real life game of life! That's where we exit the stage, go home, get married, have kids, and die. See you later.
Okay, bye!
Sprinkle them in your little news show, you see?
Yeah.
Not gonna happen.
Robert Plant and Jimmy Page? This is the best day of my life.
Yeah, we're pretty busy being retired, but people are accusing us of stealing other tiles, and we're pissed at you for stealing our tiles.
Look, I'm sure it's just some kind of communication breakdown.
Only miss you when I'm drunk. It's the only time I don't think too much. Did somebody say they want to play a
Right after we do the final sketch, we go to a commercial really quick, and then all the cast members and the musical guest sometimes comes on to whatever flat they just ended on. And they do their show close, and thank you so much. And I love watching them, but I also look at the audience when that happens, and they just like have these smiles on their faces because they're like, oh, that was a good 30 minutes. Like you can just see the smile, you can see them like listening to the cast members, they're really engaged, and like that's my favorite part, honestly. And then they all clap, and then I look at the cast members and they're smiling because they're like, yeah, we did it. Like we did a whole show. You know, I don't know, just seeing that interaction between like the cast and crew and then the audience members is just like, feels really good, makes me feel really good.
Just like her.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine.
It's not even gonna kill anyone.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. We'll leave it.
Come with us, Chase?
Yeah, might as well.
Are we leaving the bums?
The bums, yeah.
Bye, David!
Bye, David!